Saturday in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and it's overcast. The temperature really dropped last night, and will drop one more time tonight. We may actually see some lower 40-degree temperatures during the evening, but warming back up into the 70s quickly thereafter. Dealing with a number of questions that my church members asked that had a chance to just fill in anonymous questions, and one of the questions I suspect came from one of our young people, and that was, is it sin to dance? And the answer, of course, is no. It's not sin to dance. There are several biblical characters who danced. So we need to take a look at the history of dancing and understand why some pastors are reluctant to encourage dancing. Dancing was probably one of the first methods of communications long before Christ's birth. It's been used over the history of time, both for good and evil, both in the Bible and outside the Bible. Dancing has been used for good and evil. Depends on what the dance is all about and how it's used. After the Roman Empire fell, the Roman Catholic Church banned dancing. But later, in this approximately 1264 AD, they began to use it in worship with altar boys. Ballroom dancing started in the 17th century in Europe and became quite popular. What are the references to dance in the Bible? Well, direct references to dancing in the Bible are about 25, most of which are in the Old Testament. We know that David danced after his victory, and we know it's a form of joy. We don't see too much of what we would call ballroom dancing in the Bible. Most of the time it's dancing for celebration, and it's done just one person. Was it ever used for evil in the Bible? Yes, it was. The sensual dance of Herodias' daughter that cost John his head. You'll find the story in Luke chapter 7, verse 32. You'll find the joy and sorrow there, and in the reference for Herodias' dance, Matthew 14:6. So why do pastors sometimes discourage dancing and ask the young people to refrain from dancing? Well, the first reason is that when two people that are not married slow dance, they press their bodies against each other, and there is the normal biological reaction to that, which is very often lustful and temptation. When young people fast dance, some of the new fast dance styles are ones that are very suggestive in nature, and again, with some bodily contact, they're again causing some lustful situations. There are few places to dance where it's safe and where there's not the influence of alcohol and perhaps someone that you don't even know asking you to dance. We all know what happens in places that serve alcohol, and men and women are put together. There's jealousy, there's body contact, there's lustfulness. There's lots of things that can happen there, and once a young person grows up and is not in the gymnasium of their high school where there's adequate chaperoning, the places to dance usually serve alcohol. The chance of being asked to dance by somebody that's not your mate or your significant other and fiance will cause problems. My wife and I, a long time ago, decided that the best way to handle this was that if we were on a cruise or any place where there was dancing, that it was perfectly all right for us to dance with each other, but that if somebody of the opposite sex asked either one of us to dance, we would, in fact, say, I'm sorry, I only dance with my husband, or I only dance with my wife. So the dancing itself is not a sinful situation, but lusting and feelings of sensuality very often can lead to serious problems. As a matter of fact, in one church that we were members of before I became a minister, there was a square dancing club, and the Square Dancing Club, there was at least two couples who were married that wound up leaving their mates and getting involved with somebody else that was at the square dancing. You say, well, it wasn't the dancing, it was just the constant contact with one another, and there's absolutely some truth to that. However, at the same time, there is bodily contact even in square dancing. There is the chance for transfer of affection, and if you're in a married relationship, you don't need that. And so pastors very often wisely counsel their parishioners, go to your high school dances, watch your thought processes as you're dancing with the opposite sex. When you're married, set up something similar to what Lois and I set up, which is we only dance with each other and not with somebody else. And again, watch your mindset, because you can be sitting on a cruise ship watching others dance and allow your mind to go off into ungodly things and lustful thoughts. So is dancing sin? No, it's not. But we have a sinful nature, and if we're not careful, put in the right set of circumstances, we can get ourselves into trouble with sin. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.